Do you know? The biggest driver in human population growth rate is the human fertility. Yes, fertility, the ability to have children, has shaped every society, economy, and culture throughout history. So, what is fertility? How has it changed over time? And where is it heading in the coming century? Let's explore this fascinating story together. Fertility, in biological terms, is the natural ability to reproduce. But in population studies, it's measured by the total fertility rate, TFR, the average number of children a woman is expected to have in her lifetime. For most of human history, fertility rates were high. Our ancestors had many children, not just for continuation of their lineage, but because child mortality was tragically high. More children meant a higher chance of some surviving to adulthood. In the year 1800, global fertility rates averaged between 5 and 7 children per woman. By 1950, the global rate was still high at about 5.0. Think about that, 5 children on average. But then, something remarkable happened. Starting in the mid-20th century, particularly after the 1960s, we began to see a significant and steady decline in global fertility rates. This wasn't a sudden drop, but a gradual, yet powerful shift that has reshaped our world, and now it has become a question about the future survival of humanity. What has drove this massive change? Well, a lot of things, really. 1. Women's empowerment and education. As women gain more access to education and career opportunities, they often delay marriage and childbirth and choose to have fewer children. For instance, in Bangladesh, fertility fell from 6.9 in 1971 to just 2.0 today, largely due to female education. Economic pressures. Raising children is expensive. From housing to education, the financial burden can be a significant deterrent for many couples, especially in urban areas. In Tokyo, the cost of raising a single child until adulthood is estimated at over $200,000 per year. So people are choosing to have fewer or no children at all. 3. Access to contraception and family planning. The widespread availability of effective contraception has given individuals more control over their reproductive choices. 4. Changing social norms. The societal expectation to have a large family has diminished in many parts of the world. Individualism, personal aspirations, and a focus on quality over quantity in parenting have become more prevalent. 5. Environmental concerns and climate anxiety. Believe it or not, some studies suggest that concerns about climate change and the future of the planet are leading some couples to reconsider having children. 6. Health and lifestyle factors. Things like increased stress, sedentary lifestyles, and even environmental pollutants can negatively impact both male and female fertility. Studies show sperm counts worldwide have declined by over 50% in the last 50 years, possibly linked to pollution, stress, and lifestyle changes. For a population to remain stable, the replacement fertility rate is around 2.1 children per woman. Anything above that, the population grows. Anything below that, the population shrinks over time. Today, the global average fertility rate stands at approximately 2.3 children per woman. That's just barely above replacement level, and the trend is undeniably downwards. In fact, many developed nations, about a half of world countries, are already well below the replacement rate. South Korea, for example, has one of the lowest fertility rates in the world, hovering around 0.7. Spain, Italy, Japan, they're all facing similar demographic challenges. India had a fertility rate of 5.9 in 1950. Today, it's around 2.0. China was at 6.1 in 1950. Today, it's around 1.2. Even in Europe, the average was about 2.6 in 1950. Today, it has dropped to 1.5. This shift is one of the most dramatic demographic changes in human history, and the future projections are even more scary. By 2050, most estimates suggest global fertility will fall to around 2.1. By 2100, it could drop further to 1.8 or even 1.5. This means the global population, currently around 8 billion, may peak at 10.3 billion in 2080s, and then begin to shrink, possibly falling back to 9.8 billion by the year 2100. Yes, the human population could actually decline for the first time in modern history, not because of wars or pandemics, but because people are choosing to have fewer children. For example, in Japan, with fertility rate of 1.3, population shrinking rapidly, it's already fallen from 128 million in 2010 to 123 million today. South Korea, the lowest in the world at just 0.7. If this continues, its population could halve by 2100. Italy, Spain, Germany, around 1315, leading to aging populations and smaller workforces. The real question in front of is, following these trends, what will happen to human fertility and human reproduction in another 100 years after 2100? Now, fertility rates are not low everywhere in the world. High fertility regions are primarily located in sub-Saharan Africa, with countries like Niger, Angola, DR Congo, and Mali consistently showing the highest total fertility rates globally, around 4 to 5. Nigeria's population with TFR 5.1 could grow from 223 million today to over 550 million by 2100. Similarly, Ethiopia with TFR 4.0 also projected to double in population. While high fertility has generally declined worldwide, it persists in these regions, often linked to factors such as limited access to contraception, lower levels of female education, and slower progress on development indicators. The contrast is striking. Africa is set to account for over half of the world's population growth by 2100, while Europe and East Asia shrink dramatically. This imbalance will reshape global economics, migration patterns, and even geopolitics. So, what can societies do to maintain steady fertility? 1. Government incentives. Countries like Hungary offer generous financial support for families. Singapore provides housing subsidies for couples. Number 2. Work-life balance. Countries with supportive parental leave, like Sweden and Norway, maintain relatively higher fertility, 1.7, 1.8. 3. Improving healthcare. Tackling infertility, which affects about 1 in 6 couples worldwide, will be crucial. Number 4. Reducing environmental risks. Addressing pollution, obesity, and stress that affect reproductive health. The journey of human fertility is a mirror of human civilization, from large families in the past to small families today, and an uncertain future tomorrow. If fertility falls too far, societies risk shrinking, aging, and even disappearing. If it rises too high, we face overpopulation and resource strain. The truth is clear. Human fertility is essential for the sustainability of the human race. It must be cared for, protected, and balanced to keep humanity thriving for generations to come. What do you think? Share with us.